What do you think about the Mr. C charge when he pled guilty?
Yo, Vlad, stop. Mr. C's a legend, man. More power to him. I don't know what his situation is. I ain't looking to the case. I'm not copping out either. I ain't looking to none of that. Did that surprise me? To the millionth percent when I heard it. But once again, whatever his preference is, it's up to him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here to tell nobody what they do or whatever the case, what's right or what's wrong.
We asked, I remember I interviewed Mano, and I asked him if he would ever do a song with a gay rapper. Mm-hmm. And what he said was he's pretty sure that he already has. Do you think that
I'm pretty sure I've done.
Do you think you've done songs with gay rappers?
Yeah, I think I've done songs with gay rappers.
You're pretty sure of that?
I'm pretty sure of that.
You don't have to name names. But
I'm pretty sure the football is gay, the basketball is gay. There's millions of gay people in the world. Yeah, girls too. Like they just, for some reason, once again, I'm not a fan of that either. I'm a fan of, I'm gay. Like, 2011, you gotta hide that you're gay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, be real. Like, I'm gay. What the if you gay, you gay. Like, that's your preference. If the people don't like it.
But in a field like hip-hop, which is very, very
homophobic.
It's cool.
It's the greatest. It's the greatest gay market in the world.
Do you think that there'll ever be an out-of-the-closet gay rapper?
It's owned. The hip-hop community is most likely owned by gay, to be honest with you.
But do you think there'll be
They're owned by gay. I happen to think there's a gay mafia in hip-hop.
Right.
Not rappers. The editorial presidents of magazines. Sure. The PDs at radio stations. The people who give you award at award shows. This fucking gay mafia, my man.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They are in power. So why wouldn't a guy come out and say, yo, I'm gay, and get that type of love? I mean, Lady Gaga, I don't know if she's gay, but she running with that shit for real. And she is winning. So rap music, it ain't no different. Everybody got somebody gay in their house, in their family. I'm not saying in their same house, but in their family, somebody got somebody gay. So I think it's 2011 going on 2012. I think if you're gay, rep your set.
What is the deal? It's the boy Dwayne McClain at Dwayne McClain TV. Back here with another video, man. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I really appreciate everybody supporting the boy. Tune into the lives at night. Try to go live at least 3-4 nights out of the week. They will be scheduled. I don't have a set days I go live. Just if I got energy or not, I'll go. Also, subscribe to the Patreon. Links in the description box. And also, call the DMTV merch. We will be coming out with new designs momentarily. Now, this video here is about a situation that just seemed to went under the radar. And Gunna thought he got away with it. But he ain't get away with it.
He got away with it. But he ain't get away with it.
Nah, he ain't get away with it. Gunna, this is the biggest L in rap history. Big What is back outside. And y'all, it gets worse. Read the back of the shirt. And you loving it? He's loving it. Big What's is back outside and he's loving it. And if you look closely, the eyes are all peniles. They're all peniles. You know what I'm saying? Or disguised mushrooms. And it's crazy that this man could come out here in front of millions, rap about all this stuff, and nobody cares. This is the thing with the industry. This is the thing with the entertainment situation right now. Do America even care about what's going on with society? What's going on with black male youth? This is here to predicate towards black men, because if y'all know how it goes down in the city of Atlanta, they want black males hypersexualized bias. And they always yagging these young rappers out. That's what the industry does. And I'm going to show you guys a few examples. These guys have to go out here and humiliate themselves this way. I'm going to show you guys a zoom in so y'all can look at those letters. Look at that. This is terrible. This is terrible. Gunna, major L. Major L. You should not be having this up here. This is wrong. I think this is just absurd for any grown man to do this. But if I make these videos to warn younger guys or younger people out there to stay far away from the industry, because this is what happens. And I'm glad all this stuff is coming out about the diddler is coming out to light, because the average person can know about this stuff now. The average person doesn't care. They'll see some stuff like this and not care. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna show you guys that in a later part of this video, Young Thug, when he came out in the song I Got a Check, where he was on hands and knees with a Birdman. And in the I Got a Check video, wearing a Hooters shirt. But we'll talk about it later in the video. These artists have to do this stuff. There's so many other reasons why they want to have this energy out. They want all this energy bad going rampant for younger boys, especially. So the only thing we would chase is adult activities, physical adult activities, if y'all know what I'm saying. So the young men can do that. And guess what? Gunna partake in all this stuff because Young Thug did it. And we got a dude named who's Young Thug, this guy on a RICO case, this big time kingpin, coming out on stage doing stuff like this.
This album out, right? It's called Pump. If I could perform something off of the album, say hell yeah. If I could perform something off my new album, say hell yeah. Say hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, let's go. This shit called TikTok. Yeah.
And nobody played the game like Thug did. Thug came in and played the game to a T. He did everything. Dressed crazy, put on all types of different garments, painted his nails, called guys his lovers. He did not care. He was going to get to the top no matter what. And now he's going through this fake cases he's going to beat, and it's going to catapult him. This case is going to catapult him, and it's going to continue to go on. And Thug has came out numerous of times and said that he's part of a particular society.
I'm a Mason. People know that. I'm an organ donor. I'm a Mason.
Clear as day, he said he's a Mason. Now, here is an image that I found on Exodus Free Society, where Young Thug is at a lodge with the form or paperwork, with the Freemasonic paperwork, and he's around a bunch of other young guys who clear as day seem to be Freemasons. And that's a clip from one of my older videos. I'll put a link to that. That video is still on this channel. But yeah, Young Thug came out clear as day, said he's part of this particular group, and he's going to do whatever it takes to go up in the rankings. And to go up in the rankings as a black man, you have to do this. You have to bow down, and you have to be part of the rainbow or the particular man-on-man agenda. And there is an agenda being pushed. And this has been being pushed since the 1970s and early ages. It's been being pushed since the Greeks and all that stuff has been intertwined, if you will. We're going to talk about all that stuff later in the video. I was really upset with Young Thug when I seen this. Not really upset. I kind of knew he was going to do this type of stuff, but I was more so upset with society just turning an eye to the stuff. Young Thug music's good, but we turn an eye to the stuff. And I think that they have conditioned our minds to just accept man-on-man behavior in the black community, to where if we see it, we're no longer phobic. We're just going to support it now. If it wasn't pushed so much upon us and upon our children, and there's actually chemicals out there put in place to make sure our young boys are born this way. I will talk about this at a later story, but I'll put this quick article to show you that there's chemicals in place to make young boys born to be man-on-man.
By a company that later became agribusiness giant Syngenta. They asked him to study their product, atrazine, a pesticide that is applied to more than half the corn crops in the United States and widely used on golf courses and Christmas tree farms. But after Hayes found results that the manufacturer did not expect, that atrazine causes sexual abnormalities in frogs and could cause the same problems for humans, Syngenta refused to allow him to publish his work. This was the start of an epic feud between the scientist and the corporation.
Now a new article in the New Yorker magazine uses court documents from a class action lawsuit against Syngenta to show how it sought to prevent the Environmental Protection Agency from banning the profitable chemical, which is already banned by the European Union. To start with, the company's public relations team drafted a list of 4 goals. Reporter Rachel Aviv writes, quote, the first was, quote, discredit Hayes. In a spiral-bound notebook, Syngenta's communications manager, Sherry Ford, who referred to Hayes by his initials, wrote that the company could prevent citing of THC data by revealing him as non-credible. He was a frequent topic of conversation at company meetings. Syngenta looked for ways to exploit Hayes' faults, problems. If TH involved in scandal, Enviros will drop him, Ford wrote. Well, for more, we're joined by TH himself. That's right, Tyrone Hayes is with us, professor of integrative biology at the University of California, Berkeley, joining us from the campus TV station right now in Berkeley. Welcome to Democracy Now! Can you tell us what happened to you, how you were originally tied to Syngenta, the research you did, and what prevented you from originally publishing it?
Well, here at Berkeley, I was a new assistant professor. I was already studying the effects of hormones and the effects of chemicals that interfere with hormones on amphibian development. And I was approached by the manufacturer and asked to study the effects of atrazine, the herbicide, on frogs. And after I discovered that it interfered with male development and caused males to turn into females to develop eggs, the company tried to prevent me from publishing and from discussing that work with other scientists outside of their panel.
What was the process within the company as you raised your findings? What was their immediate reaction to what you had come across?
Well, initially they seemed sort of supportive. We designed more studies, we designed more analysis, and they encouraged me to do more analysis. But as the further analysis just supported the original finding, they became less interested in moving forward very quickly. And eventually they moved to asking me to manipulate data or to misrepresent data. And ultimately they told me I could not publish or could not talk about the data outside of their closed panel.
And Professor Hayes, talk about exactly what you found. What were the abnormalities you found in frogs, the gender-bending nature of this drug, atrazine?
Well, initially we found that the larynx or the voice box in exposed males didn't grow properly. And this was an indication that the male hormone testosterone was not being produced at appropriate levels. And eventually we found that not only were these males demasculinized or chemically castrated, but they also were starting to develop ovaries or starting to develop eggs. And eventually we discovered that these males didn't breed properly, that some of the males actually completely turned into females. So we had genetic males that were laying eggs and reproducing as females. And now we're starting to show that some of these males actually show, I guess, what we call homosexual behavior. They actually prefer to mate with other males.
This is why we have such a rise in this. So they're coming at us with the rappers. We have single parent homes with no fathers. We have black men who are pretty much, majority of black men are useless in our homes. I think about, you go to these ghettos, these guys are useless. You know what I'm saying? They are terrible. Then you got chemicals of them chemically coming at us. So they're constantly trying to make us a race of men who are yagged out, who like other men, and they're going to use these men, and these guys, they already take part of the brotherhood. They done sold out. They done put themselves in these certain predicaments. Now they're going to have to go through the rituals or the events of making themselves yagged out. And this is exactly why we see Gunna here doing this. That man don't even look like he's happy. Look at this man's face. Been guessing this stuff, man. That man don't want to do this stuff, man. Look at this. He's like, yo, what am I doing? All this for money? Yes, they doing all this stuff for money and fame. And fame comes at a price, y'all. That's why I try to warn y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is crazy. I don't even know what I'm talking about here, y'all. This is all educational purposes. It is all, I'm a comedian, and I am not even Dwayne McClain. I don't know who the next person is talking. This is all a fabricated, fake, AI-generated video. All right? I got to say that for precautionary purposes. Don't take that. Whatever, man. So Thug put Gunna on. I'm going to show y'all the hot video of how Gunna got involved in this. Because after this is where Gunna started going kind of this entire route. And now they're going through these cases, and they're pretty much in a state of a hard well-being, a hot well-being for them. All right, so if you watch the video, Gunna is clearly signing a contract in this video. Clear as day, signed a contract. And he's letting y'all know he's selling his soul right here, right? Selling out. 100%. And guess what? As soon as he signed a contract, look who pops up to save the day. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he signed the contract, he's going to sign the contract, and then I think Thug appears. Thug's going to appear as a fireman to save him. So he signs the contract. Thug's like, okay, hey, let me come get him. Let me show him the ropes. Let me show him what he got to do. and I'm gonna get him to the next level. That's what this video was symbolizing. Look, Thug's on the road to drive for him. He on the road. He's walking down the hallway to rescue him. It's a burning place. Walks through the door. What I tell y'all, Thug is the gatekeeper, the door opener. He opened the door for Gunna. And look, he put his head down at the table like, dang, why you even want to do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Gunna's happy as I don't know what. Like, yeah, man, ready to sign. Look, he like, man, I didn't want to even sign you up for this. They in a burning place, and then it explodes, and then it leads on to what? The all-seeing eye, right? It leads to that. Who is in which? Who that? So when they sign, he signed his spirit away, sells his spirit. Thug comes in, brings him to the all-seeing eye, to these group of people, and these group of people is they are represented by Travis Scott in this video. Travis Scott is probably one of the biggest plants ever in history. I have no idea where this man came from. Look, he even has ties to the Kardashians. He don't even look happy about this. Everything about Travis Scott is unethical. Everything about Travis Scott is in it. And then look at them too. It was in a burning building. Now look, they linked up with Travis Scott. They happy, they smiling, they cheesing, and they part of the brotherhood. Now they're in the circle, and now look what they got to do. They got to do YAG stuff. All right, it happened. If y'all don't watch that video, I'm telling you, you wouldn't even notice that. He signed his life away. Thug came and rescued him. He brought him to the bag. The bag's Travis Scott. That's the powers that be, the secret groups. And then once he was in the secret groups, these guys began to do their dealings. They have to do their dealings, and they have to do stuff to make themselves humiliated. Now I'm going to go over Thug when he came in through his gatekeeper, Birdman. Birdman graduated Thug, and Thug came out with a song, I Gotta Check. I remember watching this video, and it was so yagged out. He even had yagged out lines, and I was like, all I heard was, got me a check, I got it. I looked past all of it. I remember being 25, looking past all this stuff, looking past the weird activity, the weird behavior, how he was acting, how he was moving in the video, not understanding the fact that Birdman has a history of kissing other men, other grown men on the mouth who are not biologically kin to them, even though I would never kiss my son on his lips. Never have, never will. But not even putting two and two together. He's with Birdman. He's in the video, moving all crazy, moving all weird. He did the blonde hair. He's coming up in the ranks. And then if you look at Thug next year, he catapulted. Had one of the best albums in 2019 to drop. Now he's some type of kingpin in Atlanta. And if you look at this video, Thug is rather skinny, frail, in a Hooter shirt. I didn't even know they even made. That's clearly a girl shirt. I didn't know they even made male Hooter shirts. And then if you look, he's on his knees. And he's hugged up with Birdman. Hugged up with him. Happy as I don't know what they had. I don't even think they make male Hooter shirts. So he has a girl shirt on. Let you know who he's getting. Now look, he's on his knees and Birdman tossing money on him. On his knees, mouth wide open, Birdman tossing money on him. This clearly let you know what he had to go through to get here. And this is Thug's beginning career. And we could talk about this at a later date. You know what I'm saying? I just think this here was crazy. Now look at this freeze frame. His freeze frame here tells it all. That this is what these rappers have to go through when they get into the industry. And Thug, he went through it. And that's why we see and Busta Rhymes is still doing it. Busta Rhymes came out recently, had to put on female garments. And he did this throughout his entire career. But I wonder why Busta was still here. Like, why is Busta still here? But they've been doing this, y'all. They've been doing this since the early 90s where men had to do this. This is nothing new under the sun. It's just new knowledge to us now. And look, Busta, 50 years old, has to still partake in it. It never stops. You're going to have to constantly keep doing it. And this is going to be the wave moving forward. They're going to go harder with it in the next few years. And the only reason why, because we in the black community accept it. If they was doing this with the other guys who were Caucasian, and don't get it twisted, Caucasian men do it too, but they don't do it as hard as they got it going for the black guys. They don't. And we're going to constantly keep turning it. Now, do y'all remember this weirdo here, New Age Jerk Boy? This dude was an all-out weirdo. He came out and tried to ride the wave of putting on a dress for clout. And this is what it led to. Him doing stuff like this. This was like the most embarrassing thing I ever seen in my life. I remember when this came out, I said, what is he doing? And he's even looking like he's on all knees putting something in his mouth. Come on, man. Come on. This is what it's leading to. Think about it. He probably got influence. There's another young guy out there getting influence. And he's just a weirdo. That's what these guys have to do to get it in the industry, to make it. And I don't even think he even made it. I think this dude was just a lame. This was terrible. And his music was not even that good. And We'll probably do a separate video on this guy. I just remember seeing this and understanding the calm before the storm and knew that this was going to lead to more. And there's going to be more stuff like this. And only reason because they can do this is because we're going to keep buying the albums no matter what. Once they see that Lil Uzi Vert can still sell out shows and he can do this and wear crazy stuff, nobody's going to bat an eye. They're going to continue to keep doing the black community. I guarantee you no country singer's going to do it.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing today?
What's up, Uzi?
Do y'all like my outfit? And y'all know I'm crazy for real. Y'all know I'm crazy, right?
Yeah.
I think everybody know I'm crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what they say about crazy people?
What they say?
You better not get too close to them or they might bite. And I bite. And there's a lot of people that know I bite.
And that was not me talking. I could not find that original clip of him saying that anywhere online. So I had to use somebody reacting to it. I think that dude, I don't know who that dude's channel is. And y'all can look it up. Shout out to the original creator. But Lil Uzi Vert talking about he bite. Look how bad Lil Uzi Vert sold out. Lil Uzi Vert sold out bad. Nobody cared. He dropped an album called The Pink Tape. Thug had an album called Punk. I feel like I got to go back and add that to this video. He had an album called Punk. So Thug had an album called Punk. And if you look at this image here, clear as day seems like it's some type of hidden symbology type of stuff going on. But the reason why he named his album Punk, we got the snakes on it. Oh, yeah, most definitely. Deserves a breakdown on its own. Everything can get broken down, y'all. The breakdown king. Now, if you think the word punk comes from prison or incarceration. And it says, punk, a weaker inmate forced into sexual slavery to a stronger one for protection from other sexually violent inmates. Punk, an inmate who is proud to be or does not attempt to conceal his homosexuality. So Thugs let y'all know he's a slave in the industry and he's not afraid to tell y'all about how much of his man-on-man behavior he does. So when I seen him make that album Punk, that's the first thing that came to my mind. And these guys are always going to continue to do it. And they're going to keep coming at our young black youth. And they know that most of our homes don't have fathers. If the homes do have fathers, the black man is not, and especially I'm talking about in the hood areas, not our suburban areas. Our hood areas, 9 times out of 10, the black dude he's either emasculated or the woman runs the house. So pretty much there is no father in the home because mama is the father in the home. She tells every man what to do. I see it all the time. The men are asking the women what to do. So 70% of our homes don't have fathers. And it says the absent black father race, the welfare child support system, and the cynical nature of fatherlessness. This is an article that came out in May 2021. And the reason why I'm adding this stuff in here is to show y'all why they are attacking our male youth with these young black males. And we're going to just dissect all this stuff. And it says father asses decimates black communities in the U.S. And this is an article from 2007. So it's been happening since the 80s. They've been removing the father out the home. And it's not just them, the black man being useless and wanting to be out the home. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of black, lazy, useless fathers out there. So it's not the fact that nobody's making these guys be fatherless. These guys are just useless and choosing not to go get joint custody. These guys are useless and not choosing to go fight for the kids. These guys are useless and wanting to hang out in the streets and drink and do all types of stuff. They're just useless fathers. The issue of abortion and fatherlessness is closely linked as one of every 3 pregnancies is a fatherless home and fatherless home end in abortion. America's epidemic of fatherless children largely correlates with abortion rates, and women raised in fatherless homes account for approximately 70% of all teen pregnancies. You know, the once they diminish the father in homes, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm a black man. I feel like I got a child I feel I have no power over. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like my mama has all the power. When we went and did joint custody, I still got joint custody where I can see my child, but at the end of the day, I'm telling you, man, especially in our community. So let me not be too hard on black guys. In our community, the women have the power, and they're gonna make you feel powerless to where you like, you know what, F this stuff. You know what I'm saying? What am I doing? But don't ever stop fighting, guys. I'm still fighting for mine. I'm going to have a relationship with my kids. And it also says here, tragically, fatherlessness strongly correlates with negative outcomes in nearly every aspect of a child's life. Fatherless families are 25% more likely to raise a child in poverty. 90% of all homeless and runaway children do not have a father. Additionally, 85% of children and teens with behavioral disorders come from fatherless homes. Fatherless children also account for 71% of child substance abuse cases, and approximately 7% of all youth in the state-operated institutions are fatherless. Our nation is home to approximately 24 million fatherless children, and about 1 in 3 of all American children. Approximately 80% of these homes are led by single mothers, and the rate of children living in a single-parent household is the highest of any country in the world. Our nation's fatherless epidemic has particularly ravaged the black community. Nearly 70% of all black babies in America today are born to unmarried mothers, and 64% of all black children grow up in a single-parent home. It's normal for us to be like that. Say, no, our moms work all day, we're watching TV, the rapper's going to influence us, you know? So the black community is attacked by us not having fathers, and they want our young boys who are around our mamas all day. We're going to have female tendencies. I even tell women sometimes, I say, hey, man, I was raised around my mama a lot, so I had to work on not having emotional outbursts. And it took me some years to realize. I remember one time I was dating a chick, and she's like, you got female tendencies. And I was like, I used to argue, like, no, I don't. I was like, you do. That was my growth, to look at myself and take accountability. Like, yo, I do have some of my mom's ways. Let me just start trying to be around. I got around my dad a lot more and realized that he never just lashes out. He's always in control of his emotions. And I took note of that. And they know this stuff. Now, let me also point out to why the G community is also enforcing these rappers to do this stuff. Because this agenda that I'm about to read y'all is still happening in America today, right now. It says, when G's wanted to liberate children, 70s activists wanted to emancipate kids and destroy the nuclear family. So how did we end up with G marriage instead? And I'm telling you, they pretty much still push this agenda mainly on the black community. There is no nuclear family in the black community. We all live separate. In 1972, members of Boston G Men's Liberation, one of the most significant G liberation groups formed after the 1969 Stonewall riots, drove to Miami to hand out 10-point list of demands at the Democratic National Convention. Emerging from a crucible of new queer politic consciousness, feminism, and rage, the manifesto articulated a utopian political vision that was broad today. We might say intersectional, extending far beyond what we would know now conceptualized as LGBT politics. Its first demand, for example, was to end any discrimination based on biology. Neither skin color nor gender should be recorded by any government agency. Biology should never be the basis for any special legal handicap or privilege. And y'all see that it's still going on today. They don't talk about gender. They don't talk about race. They don't talk about what you are, who you is this. This stuff is still going on. I really feel like whoever was part of this still has a strong hold on getting this agenda pushed in America, where everybody's doing this. And it says here, G Liberation repudiated child paternalism. So basically, what this is saying, I had to look up that word repudiate, and basically saying they refuse to accept children being parented, basically. The idea that children need the protection of an adult and in exchange are eligible for fewer basic rights. So pretty much they're trying to take away rights of you protecting your children. Think about it. We can't protect our children now. You can't beat your kids, can't discipline your kids. You're wrong if you don't teach your kids this stuff. We can't do it. There's no way the parenting for how I was growing up is extremely different, night and day, for how children are being raised today. If many of G Men's liberation demands remain controversial 45 years later, most are also still legible in today's political disclosure. The group sought to end U.S. imperialism and prevent discrimination based on identity and abolish the police. They want to abolish the police. That's going on to today. They also remain loud demands of any radical on the left. Demand 6, however, it is likely to strike even many of today's activists as irresponsible, bizarre, and dangerous. Rearing children should be the common responsibility of the whole community. Any legal rights parents have over their children should be dissolved, and each child should be free to choose his own destiny. Free 24-hour child care centers should be established where lesbians can share the responsibility of child rearing. So pretty much they want a 24-hour daycare where man on man and women on women can run the daycare and raise the kids to be like them, brainwashing them. This is crazy. This was acts back in the 70s. They want you to take away parenting from the kids, and that's what's going on. Think about how hard we got to work now. We're barely home. Barely. If grandma ain't alive, who's parenting the kids? And grandma dying. All the grandmas dying soon. The whole entire old school grandma gonna be gone in like 10, 15 years. Sorry to say that. Now, the North America Man Boy Love Association is a It is works to abolish age of consent laws, criminalizing adult involvement with minors, and campaigns to release men who have been jailed for it. So this is actual real. Y'all look this up on your spare time. You know, I'm not going to talk about this fully, but I went through this whole section to show y'all there's no fathers in the home. They want your children and little boys to do this. And I also put in that they're attacking us chemically. And they're using the black male to put this on the young boys. Now I'm gonna show y'all the main reason. The main reason why I think they do this. The main reason why I think they do this so hard on black guys in America, because throughout the rest of the world, anybody who is melanated does not support man-on-man behavior. Anybody outside, any melanated person outside the world does not support it. But however, black men in America, we support it the most. Our women support it the most. We are looked upon. I couldn't find a clip, but there was a dude who was in Africa. He said, I look at American men as homosexuals. And I'm like, that's crazy. They look at us like that. But I can't blame them for looking at us like that, because look how many of it is, and look how unacceptable it is in their country. I want to show y'all a few clips of that as well from African leaders and a few African news outlets where they are 100% against anything man on man or woman on woman. And they use black men as a way to laugh at the face. This is what they've been wanting to do for years. So for years, since the Greeks, they have been trying to make black melanated people man on man. If you look at Greek history, any white history you look at, it's always some man on man stuff in their pictures. Any white history you look at. I'm not going to say any, but most, especially with the Greeks and all that. I'm going to say, oh, the Greek, they're not white. They're pretty much running the Vatican, all that stuff, man on man stuff, with naked, with little kids paintings. You've never seen that with black. You've never seen us with statues where we're naked with children, or we're naked and we are with man on man or woman on woman stuff. That's only their culture. And they've been trying to get us to convert for years. They finally got us to convert with blacks in America. And they love every second of it. That's why they want to exploit it and show it off. It's the way to laugh at the world. We finally got them to turn. We finally got them. And the phobia used to run heavy in the black community, like when I was growing up, and now it's accepted. It's normal. Y'all check these clips out from other melanated people in Africa, see how they feel about it versus how we feel about man-on-man behavior.
They are abnormal. They don't deserve to live. They should be ostracized from the society. This is what they say about homosexuals in Africa. But what do you say about your friend's sexuality? This is On the Streets. I am Bukumi Ayo Ario. According to the BBC, homosexuality is outlawed in 38 African countries. This could come as a surprise, but many African leaders feel that homosexuality is against the African cultural and religious value systems. But is this the reality of contemporary African society?
Homosexuality in Nigeria, I know of some people who practice it, and I'm of the opinion that we don't really have people that are straight lesbians or gays. I believe we have more of bisexuals.
I have friends who are lesbians and gays also.
The history of Africa has really shown that we have been having homosexual phenomena in this Africa, in African communities, so many African communities, including my own community. I found out through my research that this is a human phenomenon. And it's a human phenomenon. Africans, not human beings, they are human beings.
Despite these views, most countries on the African continent have still not legalized homosexuality. In Nigeria and Kenya, homosexuals risk 14 years jail term if caught. In Algeria, it is 2 years. 5 years in Libya, 3 years in Morocco, 10 years in South Sudan, 3 years in Tunisia. The figures go on. Only few countries like Burkina Faso, Cape Verde, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, Niger, Chad, Equatorial Guinea, South Africa, and a few other countries recognize gay rights so far.
Western human rights groups, to President Obama,
to
lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people.
Respect African societies and their values. If you don't agree, you just keep quiet. Let's manage our society the way we see. If we are wrong, we shall find out by ourselves. Just the way we don't interfere with yours.
Do you personally dislike homosexuals?
Of course, they are disgusting. What sort of people are they? How can you go? I never knew what they were doing. That's how I've been told recently that what they do is terrible, disgusting. But I was ready to ignore that if there was proof that that's how he's born, abnormal. But now the proof is not there.
It is clearly night and day on how they feel about it and how it's looked at upon in Black America. We even got man-on-man pastors here in America. And they want America to be run a rapid-ran place where there's no rules, there's no nothing. We don't care about nothing. That's the way they can control. You get order out of chaos. If there was families here, they couldn't push all this stupid stuff and bully us the way they do if we had strong men and strong families. And they know that. They want to weaken the man. They want to constantly show you the black man wearing pink, wearing feminine colors. You know, when Cameron wore pink, I didn't look at Cameron as soft. It was just funny. I looked at some pimpish cool stuff. You didn't see Cameron doing this. Big What is back outside. Gunna really did this and nobody never talked about it. And it's crazy nobody never talked about it. It's crazy. But let me know what else y'all want. There will be a part 2 to this of this series I'm doing. Let me know what other videos you want me to make. We are working every day to constantly get content out on this channel. I don't know if I can upload my workload to where I can do 2 videos a day. I might quit a few jobs and just focus on YouTube more, but I'm still worried about, you know how they do these type of channels, man, so I'm still worried about that, but they're not going to do it. We're staying PG-13 over here. I have not said too many trigger words, so I should be safe. Y'all just continue to pray for me, continue to rock with this channel, continue to work with this channel, continue to rock with the boy, Dwayne McClain. We will continue to wake up as many people as we can. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be safe. I'm out.